Welcome back to Pete's Eats, where we're making the most unbelievable chicken flatbread. Look at that. You have to try this. Okay, so first things first, let's get started on our caramelized onions. I'm gonna get a small pan, turn that on medium heat, and while that heats up, got 1/2 of a very thinly sliced onion. You want that nice and thin so that caramelizes perfectly. Got ourselves some reduced balsamic vinegar and about a tablespoon of brown sugar. To begin, we're going to drop in a tablespoon of butter. As that starts to melt, swirl that around the pan. Make sure you got a good coating on the bottom of the pan. You want to make sure those onions have a landing pad, and the landing pad of butter is the best one to have. Salt releases moisture from vegetables and meat, so when it draws out that moisture, it helps it to really caramelize and cook down. So we're going to hit that with a pinch of salt. Not too much, we don't want to over salt this. Just a tiny pinch of pepper. Those onion layers love to stick together. This breaks them up a little bit better so that we can really put this on our chicken flatbread and distribute it evenly. All right, those are all glistening with butter. Now it's time to go to the next step. That's right, balsamic vinegar. Since this is a reduction, it's nice and strong, so I'm going to give this about a tablespoon. Just going to eyeball that. And the flavor in that, I mean, as soon as it hits the pan, you can just smell that balsamic coming out. It's delicious. And before it goes too far, we're going to go ahead and add in our tablespoon of brown sugar. You can already see the color on these, but that's mostly the balsamic. We're going to let these cook down for about 10 to 15 minutes until they get nice and thick and caramelized. And while that's working, we're going to get to work on marinating our chicken. I've got 2 boneless, skinless chicken thighs here. We're going to go ahead and get a nice quick marinade on these. And hit those with a little salt, a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. I use a peppercorn medley, so it's a little bit milder than black pepper. Come in with a little bit of garlic powder, a little onion powder, a little cayenne for a little heat, and a little cumin. Give it a little earthiness. And some crushed red pepper. Come in with a good splash of soy sauce. Good old Kikkoman's low sodium. And hoisin. This really gives it a good depth of flavor right here. Okay, like I said, this is just a quick marinade, and they're only going to sit for about 5 minutes, and we're going to get these seared off and then into the oven to finish. So our marinated chicken thighs are ready to go. Got a hot pan. We've got our grapeseed oil. Hit that with a little spritz. They don't need a bath, just enough to where they don't stick, because there is some sugar in that hoisin. We don't want that to burn. So here we go. Ah, yeah. We're going to let these get a nice sear on them. Once they get seared on both sides, we're going to transfer them to a 375-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. Cook them all the way through, and then we'll start assembling that flatbread. Let's give it a peek, see where we're at. We're there. See, that's the color coming from the caramelized hoisin sauce. Smells amazing. I cannot wait to put this thing together and eat it. Okay, these guys are ready to go in the oven. Got some nice color on both sides. Off to the oven they go. 375, 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, while our chicken is in the oven finishing, we're going to grab 1/2 tablespoon of butter, pour it right into this same pan. And as this starts to melt, we're going to pick up any of those little bits that were left behind from our chicken thighs that we browned off. And the word naan means bread, so we can't say naan bread. That's like saying bread. Here we go, face down. Move this all around that pan, press down, and we're scraping up all those bits that were left behind from the chicken. Just flavor waiting to be added to this naan. Some nice color on there. Our chicken thighs are out of the oven. Time to get these cut up and put this flatbread together. Got our caramelized onions. Go ahead and get a nice layer down here. Okay, got a nice bed of caramelized onions down. Let's start to get that chicken on there. a little mozzarella. Got the broiler on, pop it in there. It's only going to take a few minutes and we'll be ready to go. Now that we're out of the broiler, we just have a couple more ingredients to go and we are ready to eat. Okay, it's time to finish this up and take a bite. Got some quartered bright tomatoes. Nice variety of colors in here. And then one of my favorite things to finish with, cilantro. If you're one of those that has the soap gene, I'm truly sorry about that, but you can always substitute parsley or, I like to even add basil to this. It works well, but something to add a little bit of freshness to it right at the end. All right, let's cut in and take a look. Get a little wedge out of here and see what we got. Oh, look at that. I can't even explain what's going on here. So much flavor. All the layers, the seasoning that we put on that chicken is definitely coming through. Caramelized onions, off the chain. Everything in here is absolutely amazing. Delicious. You've got to make this at home. That is ridiculous.